Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to start here in just a couple of seconds. Taking a minute to get everything lined up. But we're here. We're here and ready to go.
Good evening, Mr. Jones.
Edward Thompson, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing well, my brother. How are you this evening?
Not a single thing I'm willing to complain about. Thank you very much.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
How's all that aftermath of Ian going over there in your neck of the woods?
Everybody wants it to be normal, but it's going to take years, John.
Wow.
It's going to take years. They're pushing as hard as they can, but there's a lot of housing issues. Traffic is worse than I've ever seen it before. Yeah, contractors from all over the world here trying to fix something.
Yeah.
But it's going one day at a time.
Wow.
One day at a time.
It was amazing how quick they got the bridge back up.
Well, it depends on what you determine to be back up.
Okay, so they put some duct tape on it, huh?
Yes, they dumped a lot of dirt and rocks down, and they paved over the dirt and rocks, and they basically got it back up and going.
Okay.
So there's still a lot of work to be done, and I don't think they've truly really inspected the entire infrastructure in the area. We had one bridge, we were using a main bridge, main thoroughfare, about a month after the storm. Then all of a sudden they had to shut it down.
Oof. You know something was wrong.
Yeah. So they packed some dirt and rocks around it, and then they opened it back up again.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
But it's because it's not so much the bridge spans themselves, but more so the causeways leading up to the bridges.
Right.
It's what really got wiped out. And a lot of the boats they still haven't removed. We still got a sailboat leaning up against one of the bridges, main bridges, just sitting there. They don't have enough cranes in the country. I mean, work has to keep going on around the country. They just don't have the materials to direct here to fix everything that needs to be fixed right away. And they say, I think 90% of the roofs had some damage from minor to extreme. And to fix 90% of roofs in an area with over 1 million people, it's going to take years.
Yes, it is.
It's going to take years.
Yes, it is. And it's when you start to talk about a small disaster, like I can't say small disaster, but I'm going to say small in comparison, it makes you understand what's going on over in Turkey and Syria.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I think they had another earthquake either yesterday or today or something like that.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
So they'd already gotten the number up to some 42,000 people.
Wow.
That they knew.
That's amazing.
But dead. And they just couldn't even get to them. You know, here you are in Florida, in the wealthiest country in the world, and the crane to move up a boat. You know, so imagine over there in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I used to, ironic enough, when I was in the military, I was stationed in Turkey for a year.
Is that right?
Yes. So, and I've seen some of their construction projects. So I can understand why some of them collapsed the way they did. But this goes back to the 80s, so a lot of things have changed since then. So still Turkey.
Unbelievable. But
that's what I said when they sent me to Turkey. I said, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah. You weren't exactly expecting to go to Turkey, huh?
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I wanted to go to Greece or Australia, somewhere like that. But they had a better plan.
That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Well, at least you got back and you're in one piece and got all your body parts. So
Yes.
that's important.
Yeah, but they were nice people. We didn't have a problem. They were nice to us. Just like living in and where you know where to go and where not to go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There it is. There it is. Well, welcome everybody. If y'all sit back and let us, me and Edward will talk for hours now. So we go way back. So, y'all need to just go ahead and be rude. Say, hey, what about the rest of us here?
And since I'm talking, let me just throw this pitch in there, and then I'll be quiet.
Yeah.
If this is your first time ever listening to Jonathan Jones, or you have any doubts about Jonathan Jones, I can say Jonathan Jones saved my daughter's life. So I trust him.
Well, that's encouraging. And I can't take the credit for it. I can say I pointed in the right direction. I can tell you that though.
Yes.
Because there's some amazing things that the human body is capable of, folks. Some amazing things. That's kind of what kind of leads us to where we are. Well, we got a few folks that are here names I haven't seen before. Wallace Garrett, welcome.
Yes, how you doing today?
Very good, very good. Who invited you, Wallace?
Marie Houston.
Okay, and Marie Houston is right here. She's in the room, so welcome and thank you.
Let me turn the camera. That'd be
You must
nice.
think highly of you, so that's very nice. And also Kenny Ray. The name rings a little bit of a bell, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. We've spoken over the phone. I've only been with the company a short period of time. And matter of fact, I left you a message last night. Okay. So we do have to talk. Okay. But I'm in the game and I'm playing and I'm loving it, every bit of it.
All right, very good, very good. Nice to have you with us tonight, and we will chat. That's for sure.
Okay.
And we have Rashida T. Is also here. I've seen the name before, but I'm not sure. But welcome, Rashida. Nice to have you here. Mia Salyer, your microphone is finally connected. Your audio is connected, so now we know you can hear us. Welcome, Mia. And we also have BJ. All right, Mia, good to have you here. And by the way, Mia, we need to talk about that 501c3 thing. So start putting your plan together, okay? All right, and BJ is here. Okay, all right, very good. So let's do this, folks. Let's get ourselves started. We have a limited amount of time tonight because there's a bunch of meetings going on tonight. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but there's a bunch of meetings taking place tonight. So there was one meeting just before this one over on the West Coast, and now there's another one in Mountain Standard Time where Dr. Prasad's going to be talking about inflammation and aging, along with Dr. Court. So that's going to be happening here in just about 45 minutes. So we're going to take just 30 minutes to have a discussion here now. And within that 30 minutes, if you have some questions about how Microdaily works, some questions about, some impact on you or somebody that you care about, we're going to take the time and try to talk about some of that. All right, so let's just see how that goes. But I thought before we begin, because I have an update on Jacqueline Gray's story, I thought it might be good if we just sort of listen to her share her story, at least a portion of it. We're not going to go through the entire discussion, but this would give us some idea as to what's coming too, by the way, because we're going to be talking to Dr. Prasad this coming Sunday about the heart. But listen to this story here by Jacqueline Gray. And when I saw her yesterday, her face just lit up. No, I must have saw her over the weekend. And her face lit up. She says, I have an update. And she was grinning from ear 2 years. I don't think I've ever seen anybody smiling that much, that big in a long, long time. So this is Jacqueline Gray. Her story involves serious heart problems.
And I decided to take a look at it and do some research on it prior to even taking the pills. However, during that particular time, especially at work, I was under a lot of stress and my blood pressure was uncontrolled, unbeknownst to me. And I had to go in the hospital.
Hello, Jonathan. We lost the sound.
Which was not
Oh,
good.
you got no
And then
sound.
when we did
Well,
our
hang on.
follow-up visit, my husband and I with the doctor,
There
he
there
said,
she is.
Oh, you got sound back now?
It's in and out.
Okay, hang on. Just gotta love technology. Let's try this again. Directly to media player.
and my blood pressure was uncontrolled, unbeknownst to me. And I had to go in the hospital because I couldn't breathe. I knew prior to why I couldn't breathe, because basically I was in the hospital in 2017 with the same condition, but it was a little worse in 2000. No, it actually got worse in last March, when I was in a hospital.
Hello.
I had to be hospitalized for it. The doctor came in and said that my injection fraction was 29%, which was not good. And then when we did our follow-up visit, my husband and I with the doctor, he said to us that it wasn't, good. That was not a good place to be in. So we sought out a second opinion, and from the second opinion, the doctor told us that what I had could be reversed. However, he thought it to be a mitral valve prolapse. The mitral valve prolapse, he said, if it was severe, I would have had to have open heart surgery. But if it was not severe, then medications would control it. Being introduced to micronutrients, we decided that we would try that along with the regimen that I was on. And I would say a month later, because I had to go to the doctor every month at this point. A month later, when he did the ultrasound on my heart, he said that, no, I'm sorry. He did the CTA, which is a CAT scan of the heart, so he can get a really good look at what was going on with my heart. He said that the heart looked like it had started to repair itself and that I did not need surgery. So that was the first good news. The second good news came the following month, when he said that now my heart looks like it was into full repair, whereas the first doctor said that the injection fraction would never repair itself, it would never reverse, it would only get worse, and I would have to only control it. But now with this doctor and with taking micronutrients, that's the only thing I can liken it to, because that's So the injection fraction went from 25% now to 49%, which the doctor was telling my husband and I was technically unheard of. Basically, he was shocked, and so were we, that my heart actually repaired itself. My sister, unfortunately, had a similar heart condition to mine, and she passed away December 3rd from the condition. And this was after I had told her about taking the micronutrients, but she didn't take it. And I did. And I'm still here to tell the story. So I'm extremely happy about that.
We're happy about that also. And well, that's the essence of the story. There's a lot more to it. She goes on to talk about her brittle diabetes, and that being controlled. I mean, she just had story after story on top of story of positive results that she says that she got because she's taking Micro Daily. And she feels that it was because of Micro Daily. Now, please keep in mind, folks, by the way, today is September. It's February the 21st, that's 2023. I didn't have my last brain boost. I had brain boost back around noon today. See, so that's the problem is I need to grab me another brain boost. All right, I'm gonna sneak and get one in a few minutes. But testimonials are anecdotal. You know, the information that you hear today has not been evaluated by the FDA. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. We always have to make sure we tell, folks this. When it comes to testimonials being anecdotal, that simply means that we don't know the real clinical circumstances behind someone's, circumstance and what happened to them and, how it is or why that they responded the way there could be other things that played a role in their getting the response that they did. So that's why we just have to make sure everybody understands that. But now she can tell her story the way she wants to tell it. And she was relating events that she believed to be true. And I know her to be a very upright and honest person. So I had no reason to doubt her. I've known her and her husband for a long time, by the way. So they're personal friends of mine. And when I saw her this past weekend with that big smile, I said, "What happened? What happened?" She said, "My cardiologist said my heart has repaired itself." See, all before, it was like a work in progress, that it looks like it's happening. It seems as if your heart's repairing itself. But she just said, her cardiologist said to her heart has repaired itself. She's gone from congestive heart failure, mitral valve prolapse, to my doctor said my heart has repaired itself. That's remarkable. Now, just try to wrap your mind around that. And sometimes it's a very difficult thing to do. And this is really laying the foundation for the discussion that we're going to have with Dr. Prasad this coming weekend. And just to kind of give you a little bit of a teaser on it, there's a brochure that Engage Global has put together. Let me see if I can just share it real quickly here. And I want to take you to one particular part of it that, in my opinion, just encapsulates why it is that something like this could possibly happen. Because otherwise, seriously, folks, it doesn't make any sense. I've had conversations with Dr. Nkuzi. Dr. Nkuzi is a personal friend of mine, he's a medical doctor, general practitioner, functional medicine doctor. So he's also a holistic medicine expert. And he's been an oncologist for more than 30 years. But when I asked him about a mitral valve prolapse, he said that that's something that's mechanical. They have to repair that with surgery. And he's performed surgeries before, by the way. So that's just kind of been, it's par for the course for him. But he understood that a mitral valve prolapse is one of those things that has to be repaired surgically. But look at this brochure, Daily Nutrition to Live Your Best Life. Now, keep in mind that when we talk about micro daily, brain boost, and all these other products, we're not talking about a cure or treatment for any disease, because we're not allowed to do that. Only the government can declare something to be a treatment or a cure for disease. So we're not saying that at all. All we're talking about is the nutrition that's required in our body so we can live our best life. But you may say to yourself, well, I eat good. I don't eat junk food. And I stay away from, greasy fried food. I don't do that. So I eat lots of our fruits and vegetables. But listen to me carefully. Even if you make the best choices today. The best choices today. You know what's missing from your food? It's kind of hidden right there in the title. Nutrition. Today, the nutrition is all but lacking in our food. It's so deficient that most people truly are walking around in a malnourished state. Doesn't matter how much food you eat, no matter how much you weigh, most of us are malnourished. It was Linus Pauling who said that every disease can be traced to a vitamin and mineral deficiency. And Dr. Prasad took that to a whole nother level. And he's identified specifically the daily nutrition that we would need to live our best life. Dr. Prasad figured that out. He didn't just sit down and say, oh, let me just figure out the daily nutrition that we need. Let me go figure out the food that's missing from our food. He didn't do that. That was not what his purpose was. He was answering a call from the government. The government said we need nutrition, daily nutrition to optimize the health of the soldiers on the battlefield. So Dr. Prasad said, I can do that. Nor the vitamin company stepped up, but Dr. Prasad did. He said he could do it. And that led to everything you see on the screen, this timeline, which is just absolutely mind-numbing. From the time that the request was made and Dr. Prasad answered the call, all the way down, that was in 2001, all the way down to the point where animal studies were done, safety tests were completed, human clinical trials were completed, and then finally, MMF, which is now called Microdaily, became available to the general public in 2006. And keep in mind, this important thing right here, that connects to this, okay? That's what this connects to. This and this tie together. Safety test completed. See, the military requires that anything that they give to the soldiers on the battlefield, it's got to be proven to be safe. Not just safe, it's got to be proven that it won't contraindicate with medications. They don't have time to be sitting around trying to say, okay, well, Harold, you can take 3-4 times a day, but Edward, you got to take, you can't take that many. You can only take 1 twice a day because you're taking this, and this. So, and that's too much for you. It'll throw your medication off. And you can't, and Gene, you can take this, but you can't take that because it's going to throw off this medication, your blood pressure, your diet. It's going to throw all these other medications. No. He had to prove that there would be no contraindications with any pharmaceuticals. That's a big deal. Please try to keep that in mind. And that was accomplished. Mission accomplished. So that's what we have today is the food that's missing from our food. And it went through all kinds of tests, including human trials, 14 clinical studies in addition. And that all led to a number of patents being granted on the product. This is the man, by the way, who's the brain behind the whole thing. And Dr. Prasad was at one time a member of the Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee in the candidates of medicine. That's the level of pedigree that we're talking about here. He's not just a doctor. This is Professor Prasad. So he was a professor at University of Colorado School of Medicine for 30 years. It's brilliant man. Been published more than 250 times in peer-reviewed publications. So he's formulated the products that we're dealing with, that we're looking at right now today. Dr. Prasad is the one that did it. There's components in here that are just absolutely incredible. And you can go to the health food store and buy this list of ingredients yourself. And I can tell you that we've already done the math on it. If you went to the health food store to buy all these things separately, everything that's on the label, by the way, not just what's listed here, but everything that's on the label, it would run you somewhere around $300 or $400 to get about a month's supply. Maybe 2 months you could get out of it if you stretch it. But to get 2 months out of it, you have to know exactly how much of each thing to take. That's what you have to know exactly which one. So you open up your vitamin A, and you have to know exactly how much of that to take. Then you open up your vitamin C, you have to know exactly how much of that to take. Open up your vitamin E succinate, if you can find it, then you gotta know exactly how much of that to take. So you gotta know how much to take of every single one of them, put it all in a tray, separate that out for the week, and then make sure that you're getting down all that handful of pills every single day to get what's inside this bottle right here. Dr. Prasad, decades of research, millions of dollars in expenses for research has already been done. So you know exactly what to take. And all you do is if you're taking the green bottle, it's 2 capsules twice a day. If you're using the red bottle, it's 3 capsules twice a day. If you got a chronic problem, you need to take another dose. And by the way, aging is considered a chronic problem. So once we get over 50, you really need to be taking a 3rd dose at the very least. And then if you have another problem, you really should be going double the amount, the normal amount. I personally, I'm 61 almost. I'll be in April. So I'm over 60. I take double the amount normal. So I usually will take, actually today I've been taking triple. I took 6 of the original this morning. I took 6 of the original just after I had lunch around 1 o'clock or so. And I will most likely take another 6 this evening. So right now I'm doing 3x plus. I'm just doing a very high dose because it's been under a lot of stress. Not because I have any major health problems, but because I don't want any health problems. So I take a lot of it. You can't overdose on it, by the way. And that's the other real nice part about this. You can't overdose. So, but here's the thing. These items that I just pointed to here, you know, this CoQ10, alpha lipoic acid, N-acetylcysteine, these are things, especially the N-acetylcysteine, this is amazing because it raises lymphocytic glutathione levels and everything else helps to recirculate glutathione in the body. What's the big deal? Glutathione just happens to be your body's master antioxidant. And you need antioxidants to stop free radicals, and you need something in your body to reduce inflammation and oxidative stress all at the same time. And that's what this product has the amazing ability to do. But I brought you here because I wanted you to see something. Right here on this screen is a list of, here we go. This is a list of all the patents that were granted on this product. You see them here? This is multiple antioxidant micronutrients, formulations for dietary endogenously made antioxidants and B vitamins of use of same. Protection against potential ionizing radiation risk. Here's one here for treatment of diabetes mellitus. And this right here definitely speaks to what Jacqueline Gray said at the very beginning, because I stopped the recording, but she just was so happy about what had happened to her sugar levels. So absolutely outstanding there, but doesn't surprise any of us because the original formula had a patent for the treatment of diabetes. So Dr. Prasad's formula, oh, by the way, happened to be able to deal with a person who was having trouble managing their glucose levels. So by law, we can't tell you that microdaily or anything else will treat disease like diabetes. We can't say that. But we are allowed to tell you that the title of this patent exists, Micronutrient Formulations for Treatment of Diabetes Mellitus. But again, that's not why I wanted to bring you here today. And the one I really want you to see just happens to be right over here on top of the next screen. You see that? There it is right there. And I'm going to ask Dr. Prasad about this next week. You see what it says? Micronutrient formulations for pulmonary and what? For pulmonary and what? I can't hear you. Pulmonary and what? I still can't hear you. Maybe you can unmute. Well, I'm going to say it anyway. Heart health. And if we were to read that patent, if we were to take the time to read that patent, you would see where Dr. Prasad specified many components that were beneficial for the heart. But who knew? Even he could not have predicted that cardiologists today will be using the words, your heart has healed itself. Even Dr. Prasad could have predicted that. But that's what people are claiming that their cardiologist is saying to them right now. Now, Dr. Prasad he's no slouch when it comes to science as you can see. But he also has written many books. He put his thoughts in writing. And look at this one right here. You see that one? Fight heart disease with vitamins and antioxidants. Yeah, he knows a little something about it. But you can look at the rest of them. He knows a little something about a lot of other things, a lot of things. But that one is also on his list of things that he is very, very well versed in. So we could talk all day about what Dr. Prasad has done and the benefits of it. And as you can see, it's serious. It's quite serious. And can anybody tell me one of the things that everybody seems to be concerned about today? Like let's say if you watch sports, have you seen anything that people are kind of up in arms about and worried about? Maybe you watch Monday Night Football. Are you aware of anything that people are really concerned about these days? Anybody? Go ahead, unmute yourself. Just start talking.
Well, one of the things they're concerned about is heart health, because one young man basically had a heart attack and died on the field, and they had to bring him back to life.
Yeah. Young, healthy athlete and peak athletic physical ability. There's another one I just this past week was a 26-year-old young man dropped dead after running a marathon. Over in Belgium, another rugby player dropped dead in the middle of a match. And the list goes on and on and on. And by the way, the Monday Night Football player was asked by Michael Strahan what his doctor said. Did anybody hear how he responded to that? When Michael Strahan asked him, what did your doctor say? Because he was alive now. So he survived it. I mean, they defibrillated him right there on that field. They brought him back, saved his life. He was in the hospital for a little while. And Michael Strahan publicly asked him on camera, live, so what did your doctors tell you was the problem? Why did you have a heart attack? I mean, you're a professional athlete. You might remember what he said. No one caught that? Oh my goodness. He said, I'd rather not talk about that. I'd rather not say. So millions of dollars was raised in GoFundMe and otherwise to help him and his family. And he would prefer not to give any comment whatsoever on what the doctor said was wrong with him and his cardiovascular issue. So now I'm not touching it, and I'm not even trying to imply what the case may be, but what I am saying is think about it. Dr. Prasad put together a formula that started out is based on a product that has the word heart health in it, that right now cardiologists are saying, looks like your heart is repairing itself. Does that make you go like this? Yeah, it should. It should. It should make all of us wonder. Yes, please. Is that Kenny?
Yes, it is. Jonathan, I had the pleasure of meeting his grandfather. His name is DeMar Hamlin. And I didn't know it at the time. He's a friend, a very close friend of my cousin's. And I had them over for dinner a few weeks ago. And at that time, I found out that he was DeMar's grandfather. So I said that to say that he's on my radar. Okay. I'm gonna try to get to information to DeMar as soon as I can, just to let you know.
Okay, well, excuse the rest of us mortals. Yep, keep me posted on where that one goes. But right. See, he's not the only one. Oh, and by the way, they also there's documentation over in Australia. There were 7, 9, 11-year-old children who dropped dead from cardiac arrest. So the American Heart Association just published an article in October that they said COVID-19 has erased years of progress in cardiovascular disease. So right now, the heart is on everybody's mind. And just recently, my good friend Edward Thompson shared with us an article about the DPP4 enzyme that also has an impact on the heart. Not only does it have an effect on diabetes, that DPP4 enzyme that contributes to diabetes, it also contributes to cardiovascular disease. And Edward, by the way, it was years ago that an article was published where some scientists believe that diabetes and heart disease should be one and the same. And you just brought the article together that, to me, for me, now made the connection between why scientists were saying that heart disease and diabetes should be categorized as the same disease. Now we know why. Now think about this. Turns out Collagen Daily blocks DPP4, blocks that enzyme that contributes to heart disease and contributes to diabetes. So if you're concerned about those two issues, which in effect are one and the same, I would seriously just be giving some thought to making sure I had micronutrients in my body and I'd have some collagen daily. I would just be making sure I had that. I'd also make sure I had some probiotic boost as well, because your gut is, and the bacteria in your gut is vitally important for a healthy body. Your gut biome is critically important. So there we have it. Whoever invited you here today, just get back with them and they will help you to set up your own wholesale account where you can buy the products at 25% off, whatever the current discount is. What you want to do is you want to get yourself a subscription. So just make sure that you get a subscription on the product and stay on it on a regular basis. Whatever you do, don't stop taking these products. My wife and I have decided that we're just simply not going to run out of them because they do more than they claim to do. Because they do things that we're not allowed to claim that it would do. But these products do more than they claim to do. So there we go. Let's take a couple of questions. We got time. We've got to punch out here in about 2.5 minutes. So if you've got a question that will take less than 2.5 minutes to respond to, go ahead, unmic yourself and start talking. If you got something you'd like to share that will take less than 30 seconds, go ahead, unmic yourself and share your story, please. Looking forward to hearing it. Any aspect of it. Questions or comments?
Question, Jonathan.
Yes, sir.
Outside the box, could you put that link to that next meeting in the WhatsApp?
I believe I can. I believe I can. I'm glad you mentioned that. You said put that in the put it in WhatsApp chat.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put it in the chat here too. As a matter of fact, because I think I have it. I received it on WhatsApp, so that's gonna make it easier for me to find it real quick. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. No, I didn't. I received it on a text message. Okay, I'll get it and then I'll put it in WhatsApp.
Jonathan?
Yes, sir.
Can I just throw in the mix here? A lot of people know about it, but Tia has an excellent webinar she does every day. And some of the things we're talking about, what meetings are coming up and just so much about our app. I've never, ever seen an app so in-depth in my entire life. So encourage everyone to watch Tia and her presentation. You will learn so much. It's incredible. And one of the things is finding out when the meetings are.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the app. It's in the app.
Very good. Very good. Kenny, if you can get to it quick, then go ahead and copy the link and post it right down there in the chat.
I am not that technically inclined, sir.
Okay, you're good, but you're not that good, huh?
That's correct.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that because it is something that happens every single day, and it's a beautiful thing. That's one of the best things that the company has done is put that together for us to have that program. So that's very good. Dr. Court, yeah, it's called inflammaging metabolic strategies for optimal health span. So that's Dr. Prasad being interviewed by Jet and Dr. Court. So you definitely want to get on that one, okay? All right, very good, very good. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up then, folks. I'm glad that somebody put something in the chat down there. Oh, it's a question about the info for the for that meeting. I cannot get to it. I'm looking at the link, but I know I'm going to type something wrong if I try to do it. But I will put that in the WhatsApp chat. Are you part of in my WhatsApp chat, by the way? Some of you are, aren't you?
Yes. They can go to the back office and they'll be able to find information on all the meetings. And at the same time, there's a lot of information on the calendar. The calendar will tell them what's coming up and when it's coming.
There it is. Someone just posted some information about this inflammation and aging. There it is, right there. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Very well done. That's Belinda. No, Belinda, you didn't post it to everybody. You sent it just to me. Let's put that
there
on.
It is.
Okay, there it is. Excellent. Excellent. You got it? Perfect. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for coming. And we'll see you on Thursday evening. We'll be back here at 6 o'clock. We want you to share your story. So we're looking for updates on stories. But and then on Sunday, remember at 5 o'clock, this is all Eastern Standard Time, Dr. Prasad and the heart. Everybody's wondering what can be done about the heart. So we're going to really finish our discussion up there and hear it from Professor himself. Let him tell us all about this. Okay, everybody, y'all have a good night. Thank you again for joining. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.